Hey everyone, this is Dream, and today I'm going to be reviewing Goetia. Goetia is developed and published by Forever Entertainment. It comes out on December 18th. We don't currently have a price for this on Xbox yet, but on Steam it is $14.99. I would expect it to be somewhere between $15 and $20 based on that. This Goetia is a point-and-click adventure, and I went into it expecting it to be kind of meh, but I was very wrong. This is a very solid game. It has a very interesting story, and you really do have to sit down and work through the information you find to solve puzzles, find clues, and other items in order to advance through the game. I've played a handful of point-and-click adventures in the past, but nothing has ever been nearly as detailed as this, or have an interesting story like this has. Now, I'm not somebody who's played a ton of point-and-click adventures, but this definitely exceeded my expectations. In this game, you will play as a ghost of a young lady named Abigail, and you're trying to piece together what happened in your family's history over the past 40 years and what led to the downfall of Blackwood Manor. As you solve puzzles, you will find orbs that give you more ghosty abilities and unlock new areas to go in the house and other areas in the game as well. The game does give you a lot of freedom to explore, and I spent hours and hours in some places looking at everything that was in the areas. There is just so much detail to the items and the things that you can choose to read if you want to. Though some of those things do have clues for other puzzles. Usually, though, those clues are noted in such a way in the game with a little star kind of. What I mean by that is that like they light up a little bit more than other things. That's going to make certain that you notice to pay attention to those clues. I do think it's probably pretty handy to keep a notepad next to you while playing this game because there's definitely a lot to find, and the game is relatively slow paced, and so you're going to probably want to write certain things down as you find these clues. The world is in 2D, so it does make it easy to see everything on the screen, and then you can kind of choose what you want to look at and go through. Though it is easy to not be sure where to go next, you need to follow the clues, and if you do so, then you're going to be able to advance the game pretty well. All the puzzles are mostly logic-based, but one or two of them were not super obvious to me, and then there's also two other puzzles that have music clues, and if you're not musically smart, or let's say if you're musically challenged like I am, rather, you're going to have to probably open up a browser and look to solve the puzzle because you're going to need to understand certain musical language things in order to solve them. But overall, those puzzles were not too difficult to figure out once I understood what I was looking for. I cut a video of the entire 100% walkthrough, and I made sure to do everything and double check everything, and I probably played over 10 hours, if not longer, and I cut the walkthrough down, and it was about 5 hours long, so I suspect the 5 hours is how long the game will take you if you're super quick about it, which I don't think is really possible unless you watch a walkthrough video or use a text guide or something of that nature. But that's probably a good estimation of the time. It could easily take longer than 10 hours if you don't play it in one setting as well, because I think I actually was able to be faster simply because I sat down and mashed it out. That kept everything pretty straight on my brain. And for the last achievements, I also made certain to do certain things near the end, but I had looked at the achievements beforehand, and I knew exactly what I needed to do prior. So, it's definitely a much longer game than I expected, and in this case, that's a good thing. I'm going to give the game an 8 out of 10, and the points off are mostly due to the puzzles that require knowledge in the music area, which I don't have, so that kind of forced me to check the internet, which kind of dissuaded from the game. But and I also wouldn't dislike if the movement in the game was sped up a little bit. I felt like I was flying faster than my cursor would allow, or I wanted to, when I was moving from room to room. It definitely doesn't make the game unplayable or anything. It's just a little minor, like, if I could choose to make it a little faster, I would. It definitely doesn't harm the game specifically, though. These aren't really big negatives, and I highly recommend the game. As for the achievements, they are mostly straightforward. However, at the time of this video being recorded, the last achievement is broken. This is for getting all the other achievements in the game, which is a pretty common achievement to be broken. So be aware of that and check to see if it's been fixed after the game has come out. However, I think they will probably fix that eventually, and don't say not to play the game simply because of that. In closing, Goetia is a really enjoyable experience, and I highly recommend it to anyone who is into puzzle games and likes exploring games as well. This isn't your average point-and-click adventure. Overall, just a fun, enjoyable experience, like I said. I had a lot of fun playing it, so I think most people will enjoy it as well. I don't think it's, you know, forever entertainment. They've put out a lot of really good games, and this definitely fits into the type of game that they typically put out. One of the better games in its areas. So make sure to take a look at it. Let us know in the comments what you think about the game. You can also check out my walkthrough video. It'll be linked in the description, and it will be on the end card here probably. So let us know what you think. Have a nice day, everybody.